GM. Today is a concept video. Today I'm going to explain a very simple concept, but it's very powerful. And it's basically, it's going to be a super short video, that every loss is actually a win. So today, for example, I got stopped out. And for me, it doesn't matter because I have a frame of mind regarding stops. Some people think that the market is hunting them. Some people think, I'll show you. Gold, right here, stopped me out. The second it stopped me out, straight up, right? A lot of people would take personal offense to that. I don't. It's because I got taught this concept, which was very, very powerful, and I'll teach you now. I don't need that. Basically, let's say that you have a coin, right? This is a coin, it's a little dollar on there. And a coin obviously has two sides. One heads, the other tails, right? Fairly simple, everybody knows this. Let's say that you only bet. This is where it starts getting, this is where it makes much more sense when you think about it in mathematical terms when it comes to losses. Let's say that you want to bet that it's going to land on heads, and every time it lands on heads, you get $20. Every time it lands on tails, you lose $10, right? If your risk to reward is higher, you'll always win. Because what happens is, in the first 10 throws, you might get 8 out of 10, right? So 8 you lost out of 10 throws, so you won 2. You'll be a negative. But the more you throw it, so over a course of 10 throws, it will not be significantly shown results. Of course, of 100 throws, 1,000 throws, it goes from like results like that, and slowly it starts going straight to the median right here. So let's say this is heads, this is tails, and it went heads, then a little bit lower, and suddenly over the course of many, many throws, it starts balancing out. And you get more than what you lost. So that's the reason for positive risk. But it's also the fact, so that's one concept. Have a high risk to reward ratio. Even if it's anything over 1, you're winning, right? The second thing is that you need to have a mindset that is bound towards, okay, if I land on heads and I win, that means a loss is coming up. Mathematically, you cannot have a win without a loss. Eventually it'll have to happen because, again, it balances out. So you might have a streak of wins. You might have 100 wins out of 100 throws. And you think you're amazing, you think you're a genius, and you might very well be true. But if you understand the probability of mathematics, it might go up, spike up like this. This will be, the x-axis will be wins, and this will be, throws or flips. Let's go with flips. Your win will go up like this with the amount of throws, but suddenly, out of nowhere, slowly it'll start balancing out because it's 50-50. It's a fair coin. So it'll start balancing out. So every time you lose, you should think, okay, cool. Well, I have a system that is winning for at least 50% of the time. So every time I lose, that just brings me closer to another win, right? Hopefully that puts some light bulbs in you. Every time you lose, that is just it's just another step to winning. That's what's so cool, is you lose. Out of 10 times, you lose 5 times. You're like, okay, cool. Mathematically, I'll win soon. If I follow my steps, if everything, the setup exactly the same, I'm following my trading plan, because that's why it's so important to have a trading plan, because otherwise this does not apply at all. because you're using something and then something else and then something else, a different strategy, then suddenly an indicator to enter. There's too many entry criterias, and this just cancels out. When you do that kind of stuff, it cancels out. But when you have a fair dice and you have a known and tested probability that if you lose 5 times, you know that you're not going to win 5 times. You just know that you need to win 2 times. And suddenly now it becomes much more manageable. Win 2 times, and suddenly maybe you lose another 3 times. But you get closer to that meaning. Every time that this number goes up, this number will also go up in a theoretical sense. Because again, you might have a high amount of losses and then suddenly it will slowly go down over the course of throws, and it'll balance out perfectly straight. So soon, over the course of 1 million throws, it'll look like that. Out of like this, it'll look perfectly straight. But you have to remember that's throws of many courses and many throws. So that was just a concept I want to explain. In conclusion, if it was too complicated, tell me. I'll try to break it down a little bit better. But essentially, every loss is another step closer to a win. A lot of people make this in the sales sense as well, which is every no gets you closer to a yes. If you got told with a guarantee that somebody, let's say that you're selling shoes, right? You're selling shoes. Let's say shoes. And you have to pitch 100 people, right? And out of that 100 people, 99 will not buy. 99 will not buy. But one person will buy 100,000 shoes. 100,000 shoes, the rest will buy maybe one, right? And if you had the first 99, you have such an uphill battle. But since you know it for a fact that one guy, number 100, is going to buy 100,000 shoes, well, how many times you try to speed through them? You just know, okay, cool. You don't want to buy shoes, boom, 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 try to get through every single no. And every time you'd get a no, you'd be like, okay, thank God, next. And you wouldn't even think about this. That's how you should be with losses. You're like, okay, I got a loss. Well, it just brings me closer to a win. Every time I lose quite a consistent amount in trading, I just think, okay, cool, I'm getting closer to a loss, closer to a win every time. So if I have 2-3 losses, I'm like, all right, I'm on the cusp of getting another win right now. And it'll be a big win, usually. And when you have that kind of framework, you constantly stay positive. So for example, I took 3 losses this week. And for me, I look at it, and objectively, I look outside of the situation, I'm like, well, that sucks, because it's not a good start to this series. But hardship is always amazing. You'll see how I came back from it. But objectively, I look at it, I'm like, well, that doesn't really matter. Like, I looked at the loss, I looked at how much it was, and it wasn't a second of me even thinking, because I've done this so long that I just think of this. I just think I have a positive risk-reward ratio. If you look at my TPs, they're obviously very healthy. 6.64%. I win that. For example, let's say I lost all of these pairs here, except for this one, and I won that one, I'd be good, because my risk is so low and my reward is so high. So that's the whole reason that you have to stay consistent with your trading plan. And trust me, I've been there, done that, changed my trading plan 1 million times. This is the reason for needing to stay consistent, because or else you're gonna make the coin unbalanced, it'll be uneven, and suddenly now it's not in your favor. Or you'll have a super high win rate, but your risk to reward will be like 0.25, like that. You'll never make money like that. In paper, it looks, oh wow, he has 90%. Yeah, because his TP is horrible. 0.25%, and you take a profit. You need 1% loss like that. 1% loss, and you need 4 trades to make up for that. you're never going to get anywhere. Instead, risk 1%, like that, and make 2.5, like so. Suddenly now, we're talking real advantage. So for you to lose, you have to have 2.5 trades lose for you to lose one trade. So if you have 2 winning trades, you can lose, 5 times in a row, and you'd still be at break even. You understand? And then this combined with the fact that you know that you have a system that is tested and reliable and there's about a 50% win rate. When you lose, you just think, okay, cool. I just win one time. I've already made up the nearly 3 losses. I need 0.5% to make up the 3 losses from one position. And suddenly now, if you have 50-50, you have 5 positions, you're in the green, regardless. Even if you have 2 positions winning, you're still in the green. Understand? So that was a little explanation for the concept. Hopefully it makes sense. And yeah, this really changed everything when it came to trading for me. It changed how I look at losses. It changed my entire attitude towards trading and making sure that I just know it's mathematics. It's just a game of probability. Win more than you lose and you're in the green. The market is not personally attacking you. I'm sure that anybody with, this with care felt like they were personally attacked, or the market stopped them out, or they were getting stop hunted. All that is bullshit. It's just cope. Don't indulge in it. It's very addictive to indulge into it. But I ask you, don't. Because if you look at this, it'll make perfect sense. Alright, that's it for this video here. And you'll be receiving a day 4 of becoming a 600 funded trader in just a second.